No carbs, not even fiber. For 72 hours, I followed one of the most restrictive forms of the carnivore diet you can possibly do. The lion diet. How would my body,
oh my gosh,
mind, performance, even skin tone,
you been tanning, bro?
change over these 72 hours? And then what would happen when I finally reintroduced carbohydrates again?
No.
Let's find out. But you gotta focus.
I've been intermittent fasting the entire day. I got a lot of work done. I got outside, it was very nice. I did an outdoor weighted calisthenics workout, Bodyweight Base 2.0. So yeah, first meal, 1 pound of sirloin, fried in bison tallow. Going down right now. Oh boy, you're gonna be chewy, I can tell. Oh. This is gonna take a while, boys.
So the lion diet is typically used as a temporary elimination diet. Just like the carnivore diet, advocates of a temporary lion diet suggest eliminating all plant foods to eliminate potential plant defense chemicals from the digestive system. Now they also take it one step further, eliminating all dairy, eggs, fish, and chicken. So only the meat and fat of naturally raised ruminant land animals, which is why I had to use bison tallow, which is bison fat, instead of something like butter or any oil to fry my steak in. And then you can also have water and optional salt if desired.
Done. I don't really feel too hungry, but it's like I could use something sweet, like a piece of fruit, but maybe that's just because I've been conditioning myself to eat like that. Oh boy, this might start getting dark soon. Lion diet, nerd.
Now remember, none of this video is meant to be health or nutrition advice. I am merely sharing my experience. One of my primary curiosities would be how 0 carbohydrates and 0 fiber would affect my aesthetics. And man, would I be surprised just how fast some of these aesthetic changes would come. But first, I had to eat some dinner. Now this grass-fed, grass-finished red meat was actually very tasty. It was just lacking the volume and variety I was used to. Also, trying to eat close to 3,000 calories a day to keep up with the calorie expenditure from the workout, I really had to up the fat.
This is gonna look gross, but I need the calories. Oh, the juice, the oil from the meat. I'm eating it actually pretty slow and trying to just like savor the flavor because it's not a lot of volume. I'm starting to get pretty satisfied.
Are you having a dessert patty?
Alright, so it's 9:30. I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm not hungry right now. I'm just like, I kind of do want something sweet. Like a watery fruit sounds nice about right now. Yeah, I just feel really tired, so I'm actually gonna go to sleep. Good night.
Did you know that 1 gram of carbohydrate stored in the body is bound to 3 to 4 grams of water? So after an entire day of eating no carbs and burning through my carbohydrate stores, it appeared I shed through a ton of this water weight. Rapidly, I was looking significantly leaner, and I even dropped over 2 pounds in the first day.
Oh, like even that sounds amazing right now. But yeah, I can't have that because it's not red meat.
To state the obvious, on the second morning, I was really beginning to crave carbohydrates. But I wasn't craving any red meat or fat, so I decided to allow myself time until I eventually craved this red meat again in order to eat again, leading me into another day of intermittent fasting.
Oh my gosh, like my stomach feels empty. If you're hungry, why don't you just eat, some steak or some ground meat like you have? The thing is I'm hungry for some carbs, but not really a steak right now. I just don't feel like eating meat right now, but that's all I can eat. So yeah, so I'm fasting.
No appetite for any red meat, I pushed my fast into the later afternoon. Now, I was really beginning to have frequent bouts of lethargy, but I still managed to get outside to try to play some pickleball. Now, this was strange. It felt like my energy went up temporarily when I was moving, but then when I stopped moving, it went like to 0. And I also felt like my coordination and body connection was at an all-time low. But dang, I was looking so much leaner.
Time for some meat. Dinner.
Another pound of grass-fed sirloin steak fried in a heap of grass-fed bison tallow. Now this time, even when eating such a plain meal, the flavor felt enhanced.
Oh.
Or maybe it was my taste buds that were becoming more sensitive, because this tasted like one of the best, most flavorful steaks I've ever had, even though it was a chewy sirloin. About an hour later, going to a more fatty grass-fed ground beef that included some heart and liver grounds as well, and what may seem so bland was all of a sudden so flavorful.
Wake me up. Wake me up inside. I was planning just to eat this in peace, but I have to make note that extra fat in every scoop that I'm taking, oh, it's just so good and like satiating, soothing. I feel like I'm now coming back to life. Maybe the sirloin steak was a little too lean, but I still could use some, some fruit. Sounds great.
It felt like my taste buds were really loving the fat. And after this pound of ground beef, I did feel satisfied, but I still felt very zoned and somewhat tired, like operating at 50%.
What would you decide? The macaroons, the banana bites, or these? Been really wanting a macaroon, but I came here for the banana thing, so now I really don't.
You came here for the bananas, and now you're debating between these. Look at, I can't even like smell those. There would potentially be a carb in there if I smelled it.
What? She got all three.
You have really strong resilience that you're not eating these.
I know. To be real, like that, as good as that looks right now, like just some fruit sounds so good with like the juice in it. Like blueberries sound amazing.
Only 24 more hours before I would finally be able to have carbohydrates again. But little did I know just how bad that final stretch was going to be. And the morning of day 3, already down another 2 pounds, the lightest I've been in years. And do I say also looking the leanest I've looked in about, well, years. But feeling lethargic, tired, and empty, yet once again not craving any red meat. So I decided to once again push a fast.
I just need to make it to 6:30 p.m. tonight to hit 72 hours. That's less than 12 hours. Why does it seem so far away though? Just so you guys know, following the lion diet to the T, you wouldn't be allowed to have coffee or tea or anything like that. But I decided to have coffee on this experiment because I'm a weak little boy. But just know, coffee is still essentially 0 carbohydrates. Time to go to the computer and work. Hey. I really don't feel too bad right now. I just feel like I am gonna try to work out today though. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. Can't even choose the right words.
Ketosis is a metabolic state that occurs when your body burns fat for energy instead of glucose. And as your body attempts to get more efficient at running on ketones instead of glucose, some short-term symptoms may include lethargy, brain fog, poor mood, all of which I was experiencing to the max on day 3.
A little dizzy.
However, when I got to the gym, jeez bro. But yeah, when I finally got moving a little bit, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it felt like my body flipped over into this new state. I felt quick, concise, and clear. Now, probably because I was nearly 5 pounds down than just 3 days ago, I was feeling lighter so I could move that weight around easier. But I felt like all of a sudden I was able to access the same amount of strength I had before, which made movements at this lighter body weight significantly easier than before. Maybe something physiologically about doing a workout helped my body temporarily get used to being in ketosis. I say temporary because right after the workout, all of a sudden I was struck with severe hunger for carbohydrates.
Done with the workout, went surprisingly well. We're finally at the grocery store. It's going on 5 p.m. This is it. It's time to get my food, time to get some carbs. We're breaking this no carb fast.
I was so close, I just had to make it to 6:30 to complete the 72-hour no carb fast. And let me tell you, just looking at the fruits in the store had me salivating.
Look at those carts. Cart return. Because I'm not stuck in a traffic jam, so freaking hungry.
Finally making it back home, closing in on the final minutes of this experiment, I took some after visuals.
That's ripped.
Holy smokes, looking so lean in only 72 hours. Absolutely mind-boggling to me.
I've never seen my waist this tight. Well, at least in years.
On top of being leaner, my waist was looking super tight, probably due to the lack of food volume that was in my intestines. But just like that, it was time to fill it back up.
72 hours, sup?
Time to make my blueberries. First bite of carb in 72 hours. 1. With that first bite, my sensations lit up like a Christmas tree. Euphoria starting at the mouth, going to the back of the head, spreading throughout my entire body. Absolute bliss. Words can almost not describe this sensation. But once I started to eat these carbs, I really couldn't stop. 500 grams of blueberries down, a cup of kefir, followed by 2 plates of white rice. Oh, that is like sweet. Now I also had some cod, mushrooms, Parmesan cheese, garlic, etc. But with going from no carbs to the reintroduction of a moderately high amount of carbs, how would my body respond? Alright, it's evening, about to go to bed. I just gotta say, I feel so calm, and just like peaceful right now, satisfied from the inside out. Holy crap, just a few hours later, it looked like my body really soaked up those carbs with the water. Like, I didn't even realize I was looking this smooth until I was watching this footage, but it's insane that drastic effect that can happen in only a few hours. And by the next morning, already back up 4 pounds. Now, something crazy to keep in mind on top of this, I still only ate around 2,800 calories that night, just a lot more carbohydrates. It just seemed like this drastic change from no carbs to a moderate amount of carbs seemed to really make me retain water in that outer layer of skin, giving me that smoother look. But one thing very important that I didn't touch on yet. After more than 72 hours, I finally number 2'd. Without being TMI, I just want to say the consistency was different than it normally is. Let's just put it that way. So yes, for the 3 days I didn't have any carbohydrates or fiber. I did not poop. But I also must add that during those 3 days, I did not really feel like I had to, nor did I feel constipated by any means. It really felt like there was just nothing in my digestive tract. Now, by the second day reintroducing carbohydrates, rather than looking smooth and undefined after a meal, I actually started to look more full in the muscle bellies. And also to my surprise, by the next morning, my weight was down from the previous day. And then here is finally 72 hours back on carbohydrates. About net 1 pound down from the beginning of this experiment. Now when I look at all of the stages of this experiment, I can see a clear change in definition throughout. Let me know what you guys think. Finally, I just want to make it clear that none of this is medical or nutrition advice. This is merely information I derived throughout internet research and my experience. Now when it comes to my opinion on the Lion diet, after doing it for 72 hours, it was very bland. I did not poop. I also became pretty lethargic. My waist did get tighter though, and I did look leaner. And something else strange is that people told me I looked more tan. And it seemed that once I did reintroduce carbohydrates, that tan diminished quite a bit. What's up with this? I really have no idea. Now when it comes to the potential long-term health implications of doing something like the Lion diet, some controversial topics to look into would be dietary cholesterol, dietary saturated fat, new 5GC in red meat, long-term ketosis, and zero fiber. Rather than trying to act like I know what I'm talking about and giving my opinion, I would just recommend looking these up. But I do have to say this style of eating is just so bland, and I do believe there are other health benefits in other foods that I want to explore. However, even after doing this, I am still kind of curious and might implement something along these lines intermittently throughout the week. Maybe like a carbohydrate cycling style diet. I don't know, I'm all over the place. Let me know what you guys think about this, what you guys would like to see. I hope you guys were entertained by this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out more of my experiments and don't forget to subscribe because I've got more experiments coming. I hope you all have a great day. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.